Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Professor P. Taking these beat on I Trade the Agent. Trying to get active, trying to get live, trying to drop y'all a video. I've been over here procrastinating. You getting on these videos and they're like, bro, been on here talking forever, making shit confusing. So try to simplify that thing. But what I'm looking at right now, or what I want to really accomplish in this video, is pretty much just I want to talk about the trades that I took, but then I also want to kind of do a little back test. Um, we can do what I really want to do is just the price action that just most recently passed, which was last week. Hit that bar replay, take it back. But um, yeah, for the most part, it was I'll probably break even week. Took some buys right over here, took some more buys right over here, missed these buys, took some losses right over here, looking for continuation buys. Price action did end up pulling back. Um, and let me see. Did take shorts right up in here. Had some break even shorts right up in here. It's kind of hard to see because we're on the early. Once we go to the lower time frame, we'll see the shorts right up in here. Missed out on these longs, some beautiful longs, and I'll tell you why once we go longer in the video, a little bit later in the video. But yeah, definitely see these longs now that I'm on the higher time frames, but lower time frames, you can I'll show you and identify why I was looking for the continuation shorts that led me to miss these longs. But ultimately, from the week's open, that was definitely what I kind of identified from the weekend analysis. We want to see how price action reacts from this hourly level first. Let's go ahead and hit that replay. I just turn it off. Yeah. So as we kind of do this for our replay, we kind of definitely go into the trades there in the future. Yeah, you can kind of see it's been cherry picked, or I knew kind of for the most part what's going to happen in price action, but overall, it really don't matter because it's the same chart markings all the time, and that's what it be, and that's how we hit. So, from the weekend analysis, we see price action from a higher time frame. We can bust out to the daily, and what we are identifying is daily supply pushing into daily demand, daily time frame. Um, and then we just kind of been for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, just been trying to slowly but surely push back into the supply right up in here. So identifying lower high to lower low and then retracement price action. Once you bust down to the 4 hour, kind of see a little bit better, a little bit more structure, a little bit more detail. You got the high area, supply area that pushed you into the lows right down here. And right up in here, you have 4 hour structure making higher highs and higher lows. So with last week's price action, coming from the weekend analysis, what we wanted to see first was how did price retrace, and then once it did start to retrace, what did it do once it got to where we thought it was going to retrace to? So on a 4 hour time frame from the high to the low, we got a 4 hour range. We're trying to take advantage of potential bullish activity coming back to field this 4 hour range since we just pushed down and broke structure looking left right over here. So yeah, first area I got is a 1 hour support or resistance right up in here. Um, just from watching the charts for so long, identifying structure, and that's just how I identify my levels. 1 hour structure here, and I do see somewhat of a 4 hour order block right up in here. So as I start to go through my analysis on the weekend and then go into the live markets throughout the week, keying into these areas here. So I want to see what price action does once it gets back to 66,873. Then we break right through and do continuation buys back up into supply. And then I also want to see how we react from this order block here. So as we go down to the hourly, we do have a little bit more structure, identifying that 4 hourly high to the 4 hourly low. And then right up in here will be the first hourly resistance that I want to see what price action does. So for me, coming into the week, I should not really take any trades until price action gets to this area, especially if I'm looking for buys. If it breaks bearish, then we, I would have to go back to the drawing board and create a different psychology, different scenario based off what the price action is given. I'm only thinking it's going to pull back because we created a high, we created a low, and then we start to break lower time frame structure to the top side right here. You can see that a little bit more when you go down to the 15 minute. And you see this big ass drop here. Price action gives you a lower time frame, lower high here, come down, give you a new lower low, pushes above and breaks above that 15-minute structure. So going back up to the 15-minute, as the price action closed 2 weeks ago, it's somewhat in a bullish manner on the lower time frames, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5 minutes. So what we're looking to see is, do we continue that bullish manner that we have started here and come back into resistance, supply, however you want to identify this area, that's up on you, but I'm gonna call it a 1 hour resistance level. So when you hit that play button, for the most part, this is trade number one. Also for me, like I said, I shouldn't necessarily take any trades until price action gets back into my area of where I think I'm going to see or get my best results, my best identifiers, my key level in the market. But for me, price action was bullish. We pulled back, and then we hit that play button, and we shoot bullish. So for me, just seeing this price action open on a Sunday, yeah, we continue to go bullish right here. We got a little pullback, and then we got a big burst of bullish energy up to the top side. So as price action started to break these highs right over here, created by this big ass candle, I was into the market looking for the buys back into this 1 hour resistance. Now, you can say that this is somewhat premature simply because, like I said before, we should be waiting to price action gets back up in here. But if you know the market, if you have a psychology or strategy or whatever you want to name it, it works in the market, then do you. But ultimately, I did take those buy entries there, hit that play button. Price action did push up, did start breaking high, but it did pull back. Right here, at this point, I am not nervous because just like I said before, we are currently bullish, pushing bullish on the lower time frames with AU. So we pushed up, created a high, came all the way back down, did not break the low. I ended up taking another position right down here as price action continues to go or continues to go into play. Pull back, did not break the low. Ended up taking another buy position right up in here. Then what I saw was price action pushed above, breaking the high here, and then it came right back down. So as these positions that I got in right up in here went back into profit, I ended up closing them, and I left this position that's right over here run and let it keep going. Yeah, go back 1 second. Let me go back a little bit. All right, so with this first trade, let me just open so yeah. Either way, there was a trade. Oh no, I can see it there. But okay, there we go. As price action started to come up and break this high right over here, this is the trailed stop position. The original stops were down here below this 4 hour low for a total of 23 of them things. But as price action started to progress, I did go ahead and trail stops right up underneath this Asian low. And like I said, the positions that I opened up in here as it pushed up and came right back down to the area, as it pushed back into profits, I closed those positions and then let this one position here run. And when we hit that play button, which is why I paused it and rewind it, I did end up getting trailed out right over here before price action continues to go bullish. So at this point, close the other two positions closed the other two positions that I had at pretty much break even, and then took a full loss on this one. So, kind of just sitting back and waiting. This is going into the London session, New York session Monday morning. I don't really necessarily look for trade ideas or possibilities within those time frames, like the London and New York. Sometimes I will peep at it if I, just happen to think about it. But overall, I mostly try to stick to the Asian unless I'm looking for a setup during the Asian and it doesn't come on the charts. So then I will definitely be checking the New York and London sessions. I'm not London session, mostly New York session, but overall price action moving pretty slow right here. Let's speed this up. We get all the way back to Asian Open on Monday. So we got, for the most part, we haven't broken the lows on the higher time frames of price action pushing down. So Going into Asian session on Monday, I am still potentially, I am still looking for buys. Like I said, I do see we haven't broken below this low. And next thing, I'm still looking for price action to pull back into this 1 hour resistance. So hit that play button. Price action opens up. We get that Asian high created. Then we started breaking highs right over there. I was in there for a real quick trade, real simple thought process and idea. When you bump back out to the hourly, kind of just to show you what the candles look like. Um, we had that situation right over here that we lost, got trailed out, and then, like I said, price action still bullish. Um, hadn't broke the low right over here with any of this price action, and then as we pushed above 15 minute, as we pushed up and kind of slowed down here, and then started breaking highs, I took the buys back into that initial area. Was looking for price action to push up into. So now I have kind of taken already 3 over here, 1 over here. So I've already put 4 positions in the market where theoretically, had we sat back and waited and been good little patient traders and not try to scalp every little inch of the market, um, we shouldn't have not necessarily have taken any trades at this point and just be waiting to see what happens when price action gets back to this 1 hour resistance. Um, like I said, I am potentially looking to see how price action retraces this bearish impulse on the higher time frames on the 4 hour. And the first area that we see that's, the market kind of stops within the markets right here on the 1 hour, we have pushed back into it. So right here, we should be looking to see, does price action break above? Do we go ahead and start retracing? When it does start retracing, do we break any major supportive areas on the higher time frame? So go ahead and hit that play button. This is this is actually, yeah, this is, hold on. Yeah, so we're going into, this is the Asian session Monday night. Going into, it would be Tuesday. Tuesday morning London session will be the next session up. So what we're looking to see is, how does price action close within this area? Does it close above? Does this candle close below? Does it close bearish? All those things are important when you pushing back into higher time frame structure. I play button and see what happens. So we'll initially push up into the zone right here. Next candle follows after it on the hourly is a bearish candle. Then we start to come down. We got 2 bearish prints, and then we get a bullish print. For me, on the lower time frames, we get this 2 bearish, 1 bullish. This is creating structure for me on the 15-minute time frame, and then now we're breaking through that structure. And then the time would be 4 o'clock. So 1 hour into the London session, go down to the 15-minute. Like I said, I don't trade in London, so I wouldn't be looking for anything right here. But what we do get is, we did end up respecting resistance and didn't break above, but when we came back down, we didn't also break structure right over here. So um, when it came to the New York session close to London close, I was looking for buys. As I saw, once I woke up, price action pulled back and didn't come back down and clear the lows down at the bottom. Yeah, so then definitely looking for these buys to continue to push right back up into the supply area right up in here. Ended up missing out on them simply because, for the most part, when I came to the charts, I looked at it probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then definitely came back about 10:30, 11. It just hadn't set up the way I would like for it to set up physically on the charts. And I just didn't execute, and I ended up missing. So right up in here, this would be um, right up in that New York open area. For me, in my eyes, this price action here is still somewhat bearish as we're pushing high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. We could be still pushing to make that lower low. So by 10 o'clock, kind of started to walk away from it. Was looking at it, and then by the time I came back, all this hadn't happened. So I was like, okay, it is what it is. I know what we're looking for now in the Asian session. And like I said, because we broke above structure right over here, then the Asian potentially could be looking for a retest of this area where we just broke from, or we could see a retracement all the way back into demand where price action took off from on the hourly. So still ultimately looking to see how price action comes back into that supply zone on a 4 hour time frame. We came back to our first initial area of interest within the market to see how price action reacted. We pushed into that area, rejected, did not break structure looking left, and then resumed back bullish. So now potentially could be looking for that same similar type of setup as far as breaking and retesting through structure. push, pull back, push, pull back, push into a final objective. And then once we get up here, we're gonna potentially start looking for them shorts. Um, so this would be, we're gonna hit that play button, pushing into, we push right on, damn it, right into that Asian open, right up in there. So that was Tuesday. Tuesday night, we knew we had some news gonna hit. We were hoping that the new, or I was hoping that the news was gonna hit and push price action right into the structure where price action just broke from. Um, it's somewhat set up that way, but then it just kept going. And I got smacked right over here. So ultimately, looking for a retracement back into a structure where price action just broke down on the 15-minute. Still same concept. We got that hourly level right over here. We're now pushing within the market. You could potentially call it a new hourly high, new hourly low right over here. Not how we normally market, but this way. Shits and giggles. See, I wouldn't necessarily identify this as a new hourly high, simply because there hasn't been any retracements that has broken structure back to the downside to say this bullish push is now over. So potentially what we got is that hourly low, because we just broke out of the range from this hourly high to the low. So yeah, we're gonna hit that play button. We're right into the Asian session of Tuesday night and see what sets up. Like I said, remember we're looking for price action to do something like this, because the news is popping off. We're trying to get price action to push back into this area to then potentially take some of these buys right over here. And yeah, we're just gonna see how price action sets up. So we get price action to open up during the Asian session Tuesday night. We open up right over here, came out bearish first. So then potentially this could be setting up as our Asian low as the market opens up Tuesday night. So next thing we should be looking for is that Asian high, in my eyes, and then we typically take the break of the Asian high or the Asian low, depending on what the previous trend was. So Asian high or Asian low created. Hopefully, when the news hits, it'll help create a wick to the top side, and then shells kind of come back into our area of interest as far as taking these buys, before proceeding to the higher time frame targets. Hit that play button. Yeah, price action pushed exactly how we thought it would. Right here, what happened with these entries? These were not buy limits here. We came down, we watched the news take off and come down and push into this level. I had entries a little bit lower than where price action actually pushed to. We did get a push all the way down, but my entry or original entry was down like 66,840, 850 area. This necessarily did not put us in. When we go down to, let's see if the 1 minute holds up. We go down to the 1 minute. Yep. I think we did this on the live video. In the live markets. When we come down, we started to come back and go bullish. I had an area I wanted the price action close back above for me to get in. So then that's where you get the diagrams of where these trades were taking place. Like I said, I was looking for price action to close above here, and it did. It pulled back, and then it just started to fizzle out. Ultimately, this price action did continue to roll back over to the downside, and I got cooked on that. Those two positions. Price action just was not ready to go bullish just yet. And this was the other thing I was trying to point out as far as identifying that new 1 hour high as we go to high to the low, higher high. I know that this is the new potentially could be our new higher low sim because it broke structure right back in over here. Right in over here, we got price action push up. It comes back down. There's not necessarily any structure being broken here. So then we try to go bullish again. Then we finally come back and set that new 1 hour high. So we got the new 1 hour low to 1 hour high. If you like to throw in the fibs, you can apply fibs at this point and then, play the fib ranges if you know that range or that method, or if you know Elliott wave theory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC pullback, yada yada yada, get through like you can. But yeah, for me, I just like to play the ranges, hourly low to hourly high, watch the pullbacks, find resistance or support. If I'm looking for buys, bullish bias, and then positions and all the other shit for bearish. But ultimately, price action did not play out in my favor with these trades right over here. We'll go ahead and hit that play button. Video seems like it's starting to get a little bit long. I don't want to be long with it, start losing people's attention. But ultimately, like I said, I was looking for price action to continue to go bullish back into a higher time frame objective. Has not reached there yet. Still has the potential to get up into that level simply because we haven't broken any higher time frame structure to the downside that shows us that price action wants to go bearish. So as we're tracking higher highs and higher lows from the 1 hour time frame, we're still bullish until price action closed below this low right over here. And bump back to the 15 and hit that play button. So got cooked right over here on Tuesday. So we had a loss, a couple break evens. We had a big win here, 2 losses right over here, and then just let that thing play. So as we come back down, we did break and close below that low right over there. So at this point, price action is becoming a bit tricky simply because we were making higher highs and higher lows, but now we just broke the most recent higher low right over here from this high, creating this low. So we could be looking at a potential reversal in the market, but what we need to see is this low to be broken to confirm that potential reversal, and then potentially start taking short. So right over here, then the Asian, let's see, we got New York price action right over here on Wednesday. I don't know what I was looking for right here. I can't remember. Let's hit that play button and see what we can do. Oh yeah, I do know what I was looking for right here. Okay, so cool. Yeah, same thing. I just kind of identified right there. Price action was bullish from the 1 hour high to the 1 hour low. We did end up breaking that structure from this 1 hour high to this 1 hour low. What I did see was price action did pull back, did not break structure looking left and started coming back bearish. So what I was thinking was high, low, lower high. Now we're going to go create that new lower low. So during I'd say it was a little probably about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock during the New York session. Did end up entering in shorts right over here. Coming into the Asian session, I ended up holding it. Did not take any other positions just because price action did not take off like I thought it would. So had it started to break down, going throughout more of the New York session, I probably would have added position. As the Asian session, I would have been looking for a pullback for continuation, but that didn't necessarily happen. So go ahead and hit that play button. What happened was I was watching this trade on the 15-minute, like we're watching it right now. And what I saw was this right here. I said, okay, well, if this was the supply that pushed us down into demand, we pulled back and now we're looking like we're trying to break. Well, I think we might have, oh, no, we just got equal lows. Okay, it didn't break the low. So as I'm watching it on the 15-minute, I did stay into these shorts right over here, did capture profits, but I did also enter another position right up in here, thinking that we were going to continue to go bearish. Where I messed up was um, I didn't forget that we didn't touch higher time frame objective, but I also thought that we were pulling back on a higher time frame scale, higher high, higher low, potentially then push up into that area. What happened watching on the 15-minute versus watching on the hourly? On the 15-minute, it does look like a double bottom slash price action could continue to go bearish, but on the hourly, that candle is rejecting as we pushed up and we pulled back. This candle was a big bearish candle, but then ended up closing weak bearish. So seeing it from the hourly, I would have said, ooh, hold up. Let's not add those additional positions that I did end up adding on the 15-minute as price action is pulling back here. I didn't view this as a rejection from the 15-minute, but if I was watching from the hourly time frame, I probably would have said, yeah, let's not add that second position. But what ended up happening was this position here, pushed down. I ended up trailing stops right above here. It pulled back, but the position I took right over here ended up getting smacked for a stop loss. Hit that play button. Price action climbs back to the top side. And yeah, that's what it was. Ultimately, um, ultimately, once price action did this, and I went to look at the charts the next day, I was like, oh, okay, I see what I did there. Watching on the fucking 15 got me cooked because I would have, like I said, identified that that was a rejection on the hourly and so on and so forth. So ultimately, the Asian session came, opened up, came down. Looks like it just retested support and then pushed back to the top side. So at this point, we're back to original thought processes from the beginning of the week simply because we did close above this high with this move here. So we do have a new range, 1 hour support to the 1 hour high. We did get a pullback during the New York session of this 1 hour high. So potentially we could just be looking for continuations into this higher time frame objection from the beginning of the week. Hit that play button and we see how price action reacts throughout the New York session. And we'll hit that pause as we pull up to that Asian front door. Bam. So we go ahead and start to delete some of this so we can clear the charts a little bit better. I like to keep those on there so we can just see what the trades were, how I got in and why I got in. But now we got that on wax. We're going to delete that boost. Boost. All right, cool. So, like I said, new range created, hourly low to the hourly high. Coming into the Asian session, we could be looking for continuation buys instead of a pullback to a buy sign because we've already seen that pullback happen. We've already rolled over back bullish, so we could just be looking for continuation. And then this is Thursday. Thursday was a wild day. Um, Thursday, I got into several positions I should not have been in. Well, I can't say that. I should have took my time. I should have been more patient. Looking at this, I'm looking for the bullish continuation buys. I did end up taking a quick buy, um, looking for price action to finally touch into this higher time frame level. We're gonna hit that play button. I took a buy, then I took a early short. Then that short got stopped out, and then this position finally got hit. And then I came out. I came down and got out of this position prematurely. It was just a rough day on Thursday. So let's go ahead and hit that play button. I'm gonna go ahead and walk through it. So we see price action come open and it creates that Asian low first. As price action started to push bullish and break highs right over here, I went on ahead and took that quick buy, trying to get back into the higher time frame objective. What I saw was price action did continue to go bullish, but then it started to reject. So in my eyes, when I'm looking at the chart, I'm like, okay, I do see internal liquidity building here. Price action kind of came to the zone, but it didn't actually tap where I wanted it to tap into. So, ooh, should I hold? Should I close? What I did was bump down to the 1 minute. Um, I had entries, wrong position. I had entries as we broke the high right over here, targeting right to the bottom of the zone. About 14 pips. Really a little scalp-a-thon going on. I had stops right under the Asian low. Yeah, as price action pushed up and then came back down, I ended up trailing the stops immediately and then ended up getting wicked out. What I saw was price action push up here and push higher. And then when it came back down, this closed below structure right over here for me on the lower time frames. And then I had stops trailed at this point. Once I saw this, so I pushed back up. I'd already had the stops trailed. And then when it come down one more time, we hit that play down, you see a dip a little bit lower. I get wicked out and then it pushes up into objective. And then we got the wick entries from right over here. So 15-minute, refresh that thing, kind of open it up a little bit more. And yeah, that play button. Ooh, go back. This little wick right here is one that wicked me out on the buys. Would have hit TP. Wasn't too salty about getting tagged out on that simply because, like I said, ultimately waiting on these shorts. Um, we push back into objective from the higher time frame. So now because of how the buys played out. I'm a little bit, scattered at this point because I was trying to manage the buys and in real time when you got money on the line and the price is moving and this and that's going on, you're like, what do they do? Maybe I knew what to do, but at the same time, it did end up affecting me with these trades. So as we started to come back down, we have now broken through that 1 hour resistance. So as it started to come back down, like I got the remark written right here. We needed to close below this blue line and continue to go bearish. As price action came back down, I'm watching it on the 1 minute, and that's probably why my nerves is all jammed up during this trade. So I'm watching the price action, how it reacts to where it just came from. Looking at the levels, reading the levels on the 1 minute, and then as it started to come back up and break a close above structure right here, I did end up closing that trade very, very early, and I did end up kicking myself in the back because of how it ended up playing out. Had amazing, amazing entries. Did not capture much profits. for as much and as far as price action pushed. So ended up missing out on all this gas right here, all that gas. Missed on all that. But what did happen? Like I said, I was a little bit down on myself, a little bit hard on myself for getting out of this trade so early because of being frizzled from fucking around with these buys. What I did see though was this level right here that price action created, where I said needed to close below here prior to. I did put me old sale limit right at that level. Price action came back, tagged me in, and then I potentially made all the money back here that I would have got right over here. So it worked out in the end. I did close most of it. When we go back to the 15-minute, once we see price action push up and tag me in, once it came down, created this wick. I did not see this wick being created. Came down again and did not break that wick. I did close 90% of that thing right up in there. Start to consolidate right up in there, close 90%. And no, I did not close it all. I do have a runner left running with trailing stops right up in there. And that's how we will go into the week. Um, Yeah, for this week. So ultimately, it was a back and forth week. I caused a lot of my own problems, not checking higher time frames, and comparing the lower time frames, not being patient right over here, not being patient right over here. Could have been a profitable week all around. This right here probably would have got me jammed up either way, because I definitely was looking for the continuation buys. It didn't happen. Market wasn't ready, but I do think this is going to swallow to the downside once it opens back up. We got to see though. We got to break through structure first. So I definitely got to remark the charts. Um, yeah, we had some other positions that did end up getting active, that did end up pushing to the top side. The same way we broke down AU, same way I break down the rest of these charts. We got the weekly open. We saw price action push into that level, like we spoke about on AU at that hourly level. We saw the reaction on the 15-minute. We do get structural breaks right over here, but on the hourly, we do not. We get to push up the hourly. We do not. This is where the move started from all the way up. The hourly, it does not break. It does grab liquidity right up in here. And we know it's a liquidity grab after we get the breaks of structure following immediately after this candle. No candle breaks this low. So we continue to go bullish. We were looking for the breaking continuation trades like Monday or Tuesday when we were live. They did not pull back deep enough to activate the limit order. And it just hooked to the top side. So that was UJ. GU didn't really have too much lineup on GU. Was just kind of watching it from a 4-hour time frame. We pushed up into a 4-hour resistance, pulled back, broke above. We had continuation buys outlined from the weekend analysis right here. If you try to take continuation buys, as you said, okay, price action pushed here. We retraced and now we're breaking that high. Probably would have lost this trade, same way I lost on AU. But still, if you still keep the continuation buys in mind, looking at price action from the higher time frames, and you get that trade here. Price action is pulling back. I do ultimately think we're going to continue to go bullish. Right now, we have some type of retracement pullback from the higher time frames. So once we get it reanalyzed from the weekend analysis, we'll get that back cranking and going. Pushing over to GJ. We did have a 15-minute level where price action opened from the weekly open, gave us some gas up to that 1-hour resistance. Same as AU, same as GU, same as UJ. Same markets all around. So that's why I was saying, like, it does look like I cherry picked the back testing on the AU, but when you identify the same way every chart every time, yeah, so pushing to structure, pull back, did not break structure looking left, pushed back into 4-hour resistance supply, ended up breaking and retesting. The thing about GJ, when you look at GU already started breaking structure looking left, so we are expecting a deeper retracement on GU. GJ doesn't present that same way. We have not necessarily broken through supportive area that pushed and created the new highs to go to GU. But we didn't break over here either. Okay, so never mind. They do look the same. All right, so either way, we could be seeing continuation buys on GU and GJ going into next week. UCAD missed out on this trade right over here. Had a little paper trade based off of price action creating lower lows and lower highs. Yeah, pushed back into 1-hour support. And now we're looking to see, do we get any bullish type of reaction back to the top side that starts to break structure looking left, come back over. We are looking at 15-minute structure here. Ultimately, we need to get above this high to confirm more bullish activity is coming. But yeah, any of this retracement activity until we close back above here will be considered only retracement activity to potentially continue to go bearish. If we do end up just coming open, or price action does open at the beginning of the week and end up just breaking through that low, then that's a easy little setup, break and retest back into 4 hour supply. So missed out on UCAD this week. Yeah, but it's all good. Gold DDO. I think gold is currently bullish. So I think it's gonna cook to the downside, but it's currently bullish. So you do what you want to with that. Don't get cooked. Yeah. Continuation buys above 2010. Breakout shorts below 1934. Continuation shorts below 1885. Right now it's bullish. This is bullish, and lower time is bullish. Higher time is bullish. All bullish. So if you think it's going short, you better wait for it to short first. Outside of that, I'm about to slide. I feel like I've been on here for a minute. I need something to drink. I'm thirsty. I hope y'all like the analysis. I hope you're learning something. If you're not, drop the comments. Tell me I suck. Tell me I look good. Tell me I mean not look good physically, but look good on the charts. Ask questions. Back and forth. I'm down for catalog conversations. A little bit of it though. Don't go to ask no dumbass questions because I can't handle all that, and I probably won't respond. So that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be, and that's what I'm out. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm out.